CTV News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Around 7,500 vehicles crossed the Gordie Howe International Bridge during the first 12 hours after its opening, officials calling it a strong first day. Now, following all the excitement of the ribbon cutting and opening day, we're only now able to dig into the new CBSA operation on the Gordie Howe Bridge. Officials say it is the largest and most tech-savvy of all the other border crossings in Canada. Here's CTV's Michelle Molesky.
This is Detector Dog Unique. One of the many new hires for the Canada Border Services Agency, now manning the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
Trained in the detection of narcotics and firearms. And CBSA uses what we call a passive indication system. So these dogs are trained to sit when they see something or smell something.
Here at secondary inspection, staff are now equipped with plenty of space for all travelers.
We have a very nice waiting area for asylum claimants that might arrive. And then a little bit further down, we have a dedicated bus processing area, which allows us to be extremely efficient and make sure that we can process high volume buses in a dedicated way.
There are also 4 specialized bays in the CBSA garage.
So you can use the different filters. There's a jar with an anomaly inside, so we'd want to take a closer look at that.
Here they can search baggage just like at the airport.
Narcotics, kilograms of cocaine, simulated cocaine.
And their scanners can detect contraband or illegal firearms without opening a single door.
So you can see the outline of a gun.
On the commercial side, the Gordie boasts the most examination bays with 14 in total. And they're doing away with the mobile X-ray technology.
This fixed LSI building allows us to run 24/7 and take a non-intrusive look at any vehicles, identify any anomalies such as suspect narcotics or other things that we might want to interdict, and we can keep truck traffic moving faster by doing that.
Traffic patterns are monitored by operator Bridging North America, which will coordinate with CBSA should any of the lanes need to shift from traveler to trucker or vice versa.
We do have flexibility in the lanes, so we can do up to 19 passenger traffic vehicles or 16 commercial truck traffic vehicles.
Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
And sticking with the new bridge, the first aesthetic light show went off last night called Shimmer. This is the first of many aesthetic lighting patterns on the Gordie Howe Bridge. It started at 10 o'clock last night. The lighting displays were conceived by Canadian artist Douglas Coupland based on public feedback. And here's a fun fact. There are 6,000 light fixtures on the new bridge. Also tonight, a commercial developer is taking a second shot at a hotel proposal in the town of Tecumseh. It comes nearly 1 year after residents pushed back on an initial proposal on Manning Road. But as CTV's Robert Lothian reports, this time around, neighbors aren't any happier.
Take 2 on a new commercial development for Tecumseh, one that would put a 4-story hotel here on Manning Road at County Road 42, featuring a plaza with a commercial building and 2 drive-through restaurants. The proposal returns with altered plans after receiving backlash last summer.
Visually comparing the old layout to the new layout, you can see how the entire orientation of the site has been shifted away from the residential development to the north.
Whether those changes are enough was scrutinized by residents. A room of 50 people, largely opposed to this proposal, attending a public meeting on Tuesday night.
We do understand that growth is necessary, but we were under the impression that was going to be residential.
Living near the site, Christine Hardiker says despite the changes, a hotel won't fit the area, adding there's concerns over how it could affect this community.
I just think that is the perfect location for somebody who wants to do criminal activity. Like I said, drugs, guns, human trafficking, it's a big deal.
As part of the meeting, Town Council hearing from several residents voicing their opposition.
Introducing a 4-story hotel in such close proximity to these spaces would significantly affect the privacy, enjoyment, and character of this neighborhood.
There's no way to stop the light and noise pollution that accompanies a 24-hour business.
I think Tecumseh is blowing up,
and we don't have a good control of it.
Council did not make a decision on Tuesday, and plans to make one in early August are being pushed back.
There were a number of points made that even with our engineers, we need to get some clarity, I think, on a few things. Our preference is that we're just not certain when this will come back for a consideration, a decision.
And so while a date for the vote remains up in the air, residents say the outcome should be simple.
It's just been a big concern that is forcing some people to potentially make the decision to have to move out of the community that they've lived in for so long.
In Tecumseh, Robert Lothian, CTV News.
Meantime, in the city of Windsor, they are taking another look at future upgrades for the section of Cabana Road East by the airport and future Fancy Family Hospital. A new environmental assessment will revisit plans from 2014 that called for widening the road to 4 lanes from Walker Road to the city's eastern limits. Since then, the city says the area has seen major residential, commercial, and industrial growth and more transportation demands. The study will look at possibly expanding the corridor to 6 lanes, improving intersections, and enhancing cycling and pedestrian routes on the road. The city will be seeking input from Indigenous communities, government review agencies, and property owners. A public information session is being planned for later on this year to give residents more information and an opportunity to provide feedback. In other news, real guns are showing up more often in cases involving Windsor youth, with police recording twice as many so far this year as at the same point in 2025. So what is pulling some teens into more dangerous situations, and can early support change that outcome? Here's CTV's Travis Fortnum.
A string of serious cases involving teenagers is creating the impression youth crime is spiking. But frontline workers say the picture is more complicated.
What we're seeing is that many young people are experiencing, I would say, really increasingly complex needs.
New Beginnings Executive Director Stacey Yannikopoulos points to mental health concerns, trauma, family conflict, housing instability, and substance use, often building over time. Then there's social media.
Social media is a huge one that's always a conversation at every table we sit at. And a lot of times, what we see is these social media conflicts can really quickly spill out into real life.
This week alone, police announced a 16-year-old was charged after shots were fired into a home with children inside. In a separate case, a 15-year-old is accused of pointing a gun at a 13-year-old over money owed. In the first 3 months of this year, Windsor police recorded 46 youth charged criminally. The same report lists 29 police warnings and 8 referrals to diversion programs. That's down from 77 youth charged in the first quarter of 2025, but police data points to a concerning shift. So far this year, police have recorded 6 incidents involving a youth accused and a real firearm, double the 3 recorded by this time last year. CTV public safety analyst Chris Lewis says Windsor's border location may be a part of that equation.
Of course, being in the Windsor area, the biggest pipeline of illegal guns in the whole world lies right there with the United States. So some kids are lured to that because they don't necessarily see hope in other aspects of their life.
Lewis says police can't arrest their way out of this problem, and that parents, schools, community agencies, and police all have a role.
There's a reduction in protective factors for a lot of youth. That consistent kind of support system that we can be a part of or help build can really make a world of difference.
Travis Fortnum, CTV News.
Now, the washrooms at the newly completed Stony Point Community Park are currently closed due to vandalism. The town of Lakeshore says they are assessing the damage and working to reopen the washrooms as quickly as possible. Portable washrooms have been ordered and will be on site shortly while repairs are being made. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact Lakeshore OPP or Crime Stoppers. An arson investigation now is underway in LaSalle following a house fire fire on Todd Lane. Police and firefighters were called to the home just before 10:30 Thursday night, where crews quickly knocked down the flames. Officials say several rooms on the main floor suffered significant damage. After a joint investigation, officials determined the fire was intentionally set. Police are now asking for the public's help identifying someone seen on a Vespa-style scooter in the area around the time of the fire. Investigators believe the scooter may have had clear or opaque jugs attached to the back. Again, anyone with information is asked to contact LaSalle Police or Crime Stoppers. A boil water advisory for the town of Kingsville has now been lifted. The local health unit says it has taken consecutive water samples and it now meets drinking water quality standards. The advisory was initially put in place after a malfunction at the water tower. In other news, a gold medal finish for LaSalle's Kylie Moss at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. The five-time Olympic medalist sprinted to victory in the women's 50-meter backstroke, a discipline that has been added to the Olympic program for the 2028 Los Angeles Games. The 31-year-old touched the wall in 27.32 seconds to finish ahead of swimmers from Australia and England. This is Moss's 11th Commonwealth podium, the most by any Canadian female swimmer. Meantime, the Canada Cup of Diving is coming back to Windsor for a fourth consecutive year. Diving Canada, the City of Windsor, and Tourism Windsor Essex Pelee Island have announced the event will take place April 15th through the 18th of next year, again at the Windsor International Aquatic and Training Centre. More than a dozen countries, including Canada, Australia, Great Britain, Japan, and South Korea are expected to compete over 4 days that will feature 9 medal events. And for the first time, admission will be free for all spectators. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time. Coming up, a nurse who specializes in traumatic wounds is crediting his medical training for surviving a terrifying fall that's still ahead. Julie joins us again for her extended look at the forecast. Julie.
Thanks so much, Stefanie. We had a nice day today in terms of pleasant temperatures, 26 degrees. Normally, though, we're at 28, but I don't think too many people are complaining about temperatures that are a bit below normal for this time of year. Staying mild at night, but tonight comfortable. It'll be a couple degrees cooler tonight. We've had that cold front come through in a northerly wind. The wind's easing off through the overnight. Skies, as I mentioned, mainly clear under the influence of high pressure. That high will be drifting eastward tomorrow, and that will keep us clear with lots of sunshine. Seeing a mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon, but all in all, picture perfect conditions. There's an upper level trough and a surface low that's bringing some heavy rainfall in eastern Ontario. That will stay well off to the east, but you can see this rainfall wrapping back around that low, keeping things quite unsettled just east of Toronto. Across Windsor, Essex, again, high pressure, lots of sunshine, and a beautiful day on the way for tomorrow. That high pressure area will hold into Friday. So overnight, 16 to 17 degrees, a light northerly flow coming off Lake St. Clair. And again, we could see a few fair weather clouds develop as we head into tomorrow afternoon. But other than that, just not a whole lot to show you on the forecast model. You can see that cloud cover areas to the east. But as we go out 48 hours, we hold on to the sunny conditions. It'll be the weekend where things take a bit of a turn. I am tracking a weather system that will move out of the central and upper plains, but still some model disagreement on how this will take shape on Saturday. So we'll get to that in just a second. Sunshine to a mix of sun and cloud in the afternoon. Winds picking up a bit in the afternoon, north 20. We could see a few gusts to 40 and then easing off as we head into the evening. Over the next 7 days, we're up to 28 on Thursday, Friday 29. Saturday, the clouds will start to move in, so expecting mainly cloudy conditions. Now, there's a forecast model that has that rain coming in a bit earlier in the day and one that has it coming in at night. So we'll hopefully push off the rain until a Saturday evening, early Sunday. This will be a cold front that comes through, and you can see the temperature will dip from 26 to 24 degrees. Not a big change. As we head into holiday Monday, a mix of sun and cloud and 27, looking like a beautiful way to celebrate the civic holiday weekend, and a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday, the high 28 degrees. So full sunshine Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. The next opportunity for measurable rain will move into Essex County as we head into Saturday evening. Stefanie, back to you.
As Canada's Dominic LeBlanc heads to Washington this week for more trade talks, the U.S. president is telling Fox News he doesn't care about updating the trade pact with Canada and Mexico and that he'd rather be independent. CTV's Rachel Aiello reports.
So the USMCA, are you looking to update that?
I don't care. I mean, I don't really want to.
U.S. President Donald Trump made it clear today he doesn't really want to renegotiate the trilateral trade pact known on this side of the border as CUSMA.
I'd rather be independent. Here's the thing. Mexico and Canada need us. We don't need them. The deal is important for them. It's not important for us.
This declaration prompting new questions about Canada's ability to get a good deal.
We haven't seen the intensity that a government that is focused on its interests should be bringing to our own North American contact.
Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc and this country's chief trade negotiator are heading back down to D.C. this week for meetings. And this longtime Canada-U.S. relations expert says Trump's latest comments show that this country should be treating this trade war like a war.
It's not because you wish to exacerbate the trade war with tit-for-tat retaliation. That's not working. And it's not that you want to, do something dramatic that'll hurt your own economy. But the U.S. has to be convinced that you're willing to. That's, I think, where we are.
With just 3 weeks left before Trump's 50% tariffs on a range of Canadian exports come into effect, there's little clarity on the minister's game plan.
I think he owes our country some transparency.
And new data indicates the renewed tariff threats are casting a fresh chill on already frozen business investment.
Holding back on business investments today, whether it's investing in machinery and equipment, R&D, or people, means delayed in future growth in wages and productivity later on. And so with all this uncertainty, it's really starting to affect our long-term competitiveness.
LeBlanc's office confirmed to us this afternoon that the minister is now in D.C., but still won't say how long he plans to be there. Asked to respond to Trump's latest salvo and if it hurts their chances of getting a deal, the minister's spokesperson said, quote, "We will not comment on that." Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Ottawa.
Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada has confirmed to CTV News that dozens of people who traveled to Canada for the World Cup have claimed asylum here. 175 people who flagged World Cup 26 on their temporary residence applications before coming to Canada from a dozen different countries later submitted asylum claims. More than 26,000 people listed the tournament as their reason for visiting. In other news, flight attendants at WestJet could walk off the job as early as Sunday if they can't reach a deal on contract demands. The union representing 4,400 cabin crews says its main sticking points include what it alleges is unpaid work. WestJet says it is offering customers planning to fly between July 30th and August 4th a chance to make one-time changes to their bookings without any fees. The airline says talks with the union continue to progress, and it's optimistic that it can reach an agreement. And a new easier passport renewal program is now up and running. Online passport renewals are open to all eligible Canadian adults. Among other criteria, applicants must have an address in Canada, be older than 16 when they got their last passport, and must have received their most recent passport within the last 15 years. A passport can only be renewed online if it will expire in the next 6 months or is already expired. Applicants will still need a passport photo taken by a commercial photographer before being submitted online. In Toronto, the TSX gained 182 points. In New York, the Dow added 537, the Nasdaq fell 55. The Canadian dollar is up a modest 0.06 cents. Gold lost $38 an ounce and oil dropped to $3.35 a barrel.
Start your day with the latest local news. By signing up for our newsletter, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca.
A nurse in Montana is recovering after he survived a freak accident on the state's tallest mountain. We do want to warn you, some of the images you are about to see may be disturbing. Here's Jordan Redman on an incredible story of survival.
It's a breathtaking view many don't get the chance to experience. Towering more than 12,700 feet above the Beartooth Mountains, Granite Peak is known for its rugged terrain, unpredictable conditions, and demanding climb. For David Cifaldi and his friends, the goal was to summit Granite Peak and make it back in a single day. A challenge they carefully planned for, but nearly 10 miles in, everything changed.
I just slipped on some rocks. It was just kind of a freak thing. Something you'd more expect to roll your ankle versus have a catastrophic injury. As I rolled over, I noticed one of my trekking poles laying on the ground, and as I kind of sat up, I realized that the other one was stuck in my side.
The trekking pole had gone completely through David's side. For David's friend Brad, the moment was shocking.
He kept very calm, and he set the tone for how we handled it coming back. Once he established that he felt like he was okay, he was still talking, he was still breathing, there was not a pool of blood. So at that point, he made the decision that he goes, okay, we got to get off the mountain.
David's other friend Jesse used a Garmin satellite communicator to contact search and rescue. At the same time, David relied on the training he uses every day as a wound care nurse at Intermountain Health.
I think my nurse brain clicked on. And so as soon as I was able to kind of self-assess and really kind of establish that, hey, this is not life-threatening right now. I was pretty convinced at that point that I was going to get off that mountain, and I was going to do it under my own power.
That meant turning around, retracing every step they'd already climbed, more than 10 miles, with the trekking pole still lodged in his side.
It's a hard enough hike as it is, and it's so rugged. Again, the boulder fields, the snow fields, just the endless switchbacks. And having to do that with so much precision, so there isn't another fall, the condition doesn't change. He was just so focused and locked in. It was just incredible that he was able to do it for that long.
On the way back down, Brad and Jesse closely monitored David, and together the three friends slowly worked their way off the mountain.
I don't think it's something you could do alone. Very grateful for both Brad and Jesse. Jesse walked ahead of us and kind of set the path for our way back down. Brad walked behind me and just kind of monitored the wound the whole time.
After 6.5 hours, they reached the trailhead. David was taken to a hospital in Columbus before being transferred to Intermountain Health in Billings, where doctors safely removed the trekking pole. He is now recovering at home, grateful for the people who helped him through every step of the journey.
I feel very lucky. I feel like somebody was definitely watching out for me, because like I said, a couple inches the other way and this would be a different story. So I feel very fortunate, very, very blessed to have good friends, good people that helped me.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts.
Severe weather is a possibility.
And watch live.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
The taste of one of Montreal's best-known restaurants is now contained in a potato chip. CTV's Olivia O'Malley has more on the partnership between the restaurant and a very popular potato chip maker.
This is a good one. I like those.
The chip has Miss Vicky's signature crunch and tastes like a staple Nora Gray dish, something owner Ryan Gray never thought would be possible.
To do a Nora Gray, flavor of Miss Vicky's chips. I mean, it was we had to pinch ourselves.
About a year ago, Miss Vicky's approached the 40-seat foodie destination to be part of its Ristoranti series. 3 new chip flavors created by Italian restaurants across Canada. Nora Gray in Montreal, Pizzeria Battiali in Toronto, and Ask for Luigi in Vancouver.
It was an amazing process, actually. Like really way more in-depth and scientific than you'd expect.
The 15-year-old restaurant's menu changes with each season, but they ended up going with the flavor from a plate they've served since the start. Homemade spicy pepperoncini with freshly baked focaccia.
You know, our focaccia that we do here is like a sourdough focaccia as well, so there's like a tanginess to it, and then you get the heat from the peppers.
Recipe developers and tasters worked with the restaurant to recreate pepperoncini and focaccia in chip form. Gray, a salt and vinegar lover himself, says he had no idea what to expect, but was blown away by the final product, and so were consumers.
There was just like really and truly like a tsunami of attention.
When the flavor was first released last year, Canadians gobbled it up.
They were selling out all over town and all over, like in other cities also. Like we were getting messages, people kept trying to get the chips from, like, come here to get the chips.
The chips are back on shelves for a limited time. But if you want the real deal, Nora Gray is open Tuesday to Saturday.
Go great with a glass of orange wine.
Olivia O'Malley, CTV News.
Julie joins us again for a final look at the forecast tonight. Julie.
Thanks, Stefanie. Great weather for outdoor activities, lots of sunshine and comfort levels, lower humidity, plenty of sunshine over the next few days. Temperatures from 26 to 29 degrees. As we head toward Friday, it'll feel like the low 30s. Saturday, increasing cloud cover with a chance of nighttime rain, mainly cloudy on Sunday. Daytime highs over the holiday weekend from 24 to 27. Monday is looking good for the holiday Monday with a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures nice and warm. 28 degrees with a mix on Tuesday. Enjoy the sunny days. We have picture perfect weather on the way as we edge toward the weekend. Stefanie, back to you.
Finally tonight, Tim Hortons says it will be launching a Harry Potter themed menu next month. Canadian customers will get a chance to order items inspired by the film franchise. The coffee chain says it's launching the new menu as well as limited edition merchandise and packaging to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the first Harry Potter movie. New menu items will include the Gryffindor strawberry cheesecake donut and the Slytherin chocolate pistachio donut. Sounds delicious. That's your news for tonight. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.